We'd been having this case set out a number of times in order to get a child support worksheet done. It looks like that has been accomplished. I was looking back through the file, and I know the parties had filed a proposed parenting plan that's never been reduced to an order. Are you all still operating under that proposed parenting plan?
Which one do you currently have?
It's the one you all agreed to and filed back on May the 8th of 2024.
Yes.
Your Honor, I do not have a copy of that parenting plan, and if you could announce that agreement or arrangement just to ensure that the child support worksheet was calculated accurately.
Okay, it was filed as a proposed parenting plan back on May 8th, 2024. It looks like the arrangement is beginning March 31st, 2024. Respondent shall have uninterrupted parenting time every other Sunday from noon to 5 p.m. The plan shall remain in effect during the remainder of the 2023 school year and continue every school year going forward. Beginning May 24th, 2024, respondent shall have parenting time every other Friday from 6 p.m. Friday until 6 p.m. Sunday. This plan shall begin at the end of every school year going forward. Petitioner shall have parenting time from 6 p.m. Sunday until the following Sunday at 6 p.m. Respondent shall also have 7 days of uninterrupted parenting time in writing to the petitioner in advance. Then there's some holiday parenting time provisions and so forth.
Thank you, Judge. From that arrangement, it does not appear as though Mr. Mosure would be eligible for a parenting time adjustment.
Okay. So the child support worksheet that's been submitted has Mr. Mosure paying $952 a month. Really, the last thing that needs to be accomplished under the current status of the case is to have this parenting plan be an order of the court. As of now, it's just a filed proposed parenting plan. It doesn't have my signature on it. So if you all are wanting that to be the court's order, that there needs to be an order adopting that as the parenting plan. Is that what you all are wanting to do at this point?
Yes. So it needs to be signed.
Well, there needs to be an order. I mean, it could be something as simple as order adopting proposed parenting plan, something of that nature. That has to make sure it's the parenting plan that you guys are using is the one that's referenced in the order.
Yeah, it is.
Ms. Seredi, do you all do any sort of an order regarding the child support worksheet?
Yes, Your Honor, I can do an order adopting the child support worksheet, just a journal entry of support in this case, given that previously the parties were operating under a shared expense plan. But we would not be able to include language that involves parenting time unless there were an adjustment included on the child support worksheet.
That's what I was going to ask.
Hold on a second. Could you repeat what you just said?
Who, Ms. Seredi or me?
Mr. Reddy.
It was my understanding that previously the parties had some kind of a shared expense plan where there was not child support ordered in this case. And based on the new parenting arrangement, that is why child support would be necessary.
And the new parenting arrangement, that's all in there already. A shared parenting expense plan where she submits what she spends and I pay her that per our agreement. Per my signing off on the current visitation and all the things that we have decided to do. So I don't see how that's changed at all. That's the order that we had been waiting for the judge to sign. That's what brought us to this point. Otherwise, we would be in ad litem right now, paying somebody to interrogate the children on the situation.
Right.
This is my first appearance in the court in this hearing, Your Honor, in this case, I should say. And it was very unclear from the record where we were going with today's hearing, just based on the filings. It appeared that the parties previously had attorneys that likely had discussions that I was not aware of. So if there is disagreement regarding the child support worksheet, that is obviously something that I need the court to make an order regarding.
Okay, well, I think the parties had agreed to this proposed parenting plan, and I had explained in earlier hearings that we need to get this reduced to a court order, and we needed to get a child support worksheet on file. So that's where we've been.
Yeah.
Ms. Seredi, do you have on Odyssey, can you access the proposed parenting plan?
On Odyssey, the parenting plan is not viewable to attorneys or the public. So I was trying to get into eFlex to see if it was viewable. Sometimes I have difficulty with that when we haven't filed anything yet, but since I just recently filed something, I'm hoping I can get into it.
I don't have a signed copy that I could email you right this moment, but I do have a copy of it, but it wouldn't be the signed copy. So I don't know if you'd be able to view it that, or if you would need the signed copy.
We could
Your Honor,
provide
oops,
you a
sorry.
filed stamped copy if need be, Ms. Seredi.
That would be very helpful, Your Honor. Given that DCF is not technically a party in this case, whenever I don't know, when we file our entry of appearance, however the clerks assign us, sometimes we don't get access to those things that are filed under seal or that are just not viewable to the public, which appears to be the case. I can't get into this case in eFlex, although I can view it in through the public access portal with attorney privileges. That's still a document I can't view.
Angela, can you email that to Ms. Seredi?
I just did.
Are you able to view
Yep.
the original journal entry and decree of divorce?
Yes, I had viewed that previously. The child support worksheet today was calculated based on Ms. Mosure having primary residential custody without any kind of shared expense plan or anything in place, Your Honor.
Okay.
Generally, shared expense plans are only adopted when there's equal parenting time, which isn't the order, what I understood to be the parenting arrangement in this case.
I think what I'll do, you'll need time to review that and discuss with the parties, I assume, what they're doing and expecting out of this. We need to have a support or a worksheet done one way or the other, but I want everybody to be on the same page and putting it together. So do you know how to get a hold of both Mr. Mosure and Miss Mosure?
Your Honor, I don't generally get a hold of customers since I
Okay.
don't represent them. I represent the state, and my obligation is to represent the state and to calculate a child support worksheet based on the guidelines. I have never calculated a worksheet based on a shared expense plan when there is not an equal parenting time adjustment, Your Honor. I don't believe that the guidelines provide for that without there being an order of the court that adopts such like a shared expense plan. So I would really have to do some research into that, Your Honor.
Okay.
My understanding was that we keep everything the same and when we were in court in person, you're the judge. You said we had to have that worksheet done and that there needed to be some child support in place. So that's why this has been dragged out. I couldn't get a hold of that other entity you wanted me to get a hold of. And then the state came in when I had to file for assistance because the kids are on they're on state assistance.
Okay. Have there been hearings with Judge Murphin on this case?
No, Your Honor. This has been a strange situation in which there was already this ongoing private action. I did not file a motion for modification because there is no journal entry adopting a changed parenting plan. There isn't anything that differs from the divorce decree that was originally on file. So I didn't have any reason to modify support, given that there isn't a new order, if that makes sense regarding
Okay.
parenting time.
So in your role, do you have to have the order adopting the proposed parenting plan in order to proceed?
Usually I need something that confirms a change. In this case, I could tell that you were unwilling to proceed without a child support worksheet, which is why I went ahead and entered my appearance and filed a worksheet based on what I believed to be the party's current parenting time arrangement. So obviously, this is a proposed child support worksheet. There is obviously a provision in here for shared expense formula. If that is the direction that the court would like to proceed, I think that I'm going to have to work differently through the child support, as the Bradley calculations don't necessarily allow for shared expenses without that equal time provision.
Well, again, you all are going to have to file an order adopting this proposed plan, because as of now, it's not a court order. And if that's what you guys are operating under, you need to file an order adopting that as the parenting plan. You should be able to utilize the same forms that you've been using, or find them on the Judicial Council website, in order for that to become a court order, modifying what was the current order, which would have been from the divorce decree.
Your Honor, I filed that already.
There's
That's
nothing's been, when do you think you filed it?
that's really why we're here. The document that we're referring to would have been one that I typed up, printed up, and then the court accepted. And then Sherry and I signed it and gave it to you. And then
Right, and that's a proposed parenting plan, and I told you all a couple of different times at various hearings that needs to be adopted as the court order, because that's just a proposed parenting plan until it's adopted as a court order. So I need an order adopting this as the parenting plan. Otherwise, it's just a proposed parenting plan in the file. It's not a court order.
okay.
So how do we get that? How do we get that finished and finalized?
Well, you'll need to utilize some forms from the Judicial Council website or wherever you've been getting forms, and just attach a copy of this, or make it an order adopting the proposed parenting plan filed on May 8th, 2024.
So what do you need exactly, Judge?
I need an order adopting the proposed parenting plan as the, however you want to title it, but if you want this to be the parenting plan, it needs to be an order adopting modified parenting plan, something to that effect. And make sure you're referencing the proposed parenting plan filed on May 8th of 2024.
Here's my other question. If I decide not to do that, it reverts back to the original parenting plan. That's the one we're under. Not the one we're asking to adopt, or we're about to ask to adopt, but the original one.
Whatever the prior order was before you all were doing this.
That's what I needed to know. All right, I will get this order adopting proposed parenting plan, which has specific details on everything in it already. And what do you want to do? Reschedule a court date? How do you want to go about?
We'll need to schedule a new court date, and then that'll give you time to get that on file, and that'll give Miss Seredi time to to look that over and make any adjustments that need to be made in the worksheet. Do you need any other information, Ms. Seredi?
Well, Your Honor, I'm reading through the Kansas Child Support Guidelines regarding shared expense plans, which is what's referenced in this proposed parenting plan, and I'm not sure what they've written in here meets the specifications as required by the guidelines. So I think the parties either need to consult with private counsel or need to review the Kansas Child Support Guidelines to ensure that all of the requirements are met in order for a child support worksheet to be calculated using a shared expense plan. I can't give advice in that way, Your Honor.
Understood.
Additionally, Your Honor, my last day with Young Williams will be February 19th. So if a hearing is set after that date and time, I will provide that to my replacement. But it may be that that person cannot appear on the particular date that's chosen.
Okay. I'm assuming you'll pass on appropriate notes and.
Yes, Your
whatnot.
Honor. I will, absolutely.
All right, well, let's set this out about 30 days or so. Allow this to work its way through. If you all need to consult with an attorney, you can do that.
Judge, have March 13th at 10 o'clock.
March 13th at 10 o'clock.
That a Monday?
Thursday.
You could do it on the next available Monday.
March 3rd at 11.
At 11 a.m., that'll work.
Does that work for you, Sherry?
Yeah, I can make it work.
All right, and Ms. Seredi, you'll have that date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, anything further we need to do this morning? All right, if there's nothing further, we'll be in.